Morning, buddy. On your left. So, what are your thoughts on, are you made better by your environment, or are you just driven, motivated, as good as you can be, as great as you can be, whatever, on your own? What are your thoughts? Do you need, and so another way to put it might be, do you need people around you to help push you, or do you just push yourself? Thoughts on that, man?
I think personally, it's probably both, but so we're all different. I'm internally driven for whatever it is I'm after, and I don't often know what that is, so I'm just driven, spinning in circles. The events in my environment or the situations and circumstances do help me to grow in that I get to choose what I make of them. You've been saying during the coronavirus thing, are these hard times or are they opportunities, right? So for anything though, coronavirus or rain or sunshine or a drought, it's kind of what we make of it, right? While I believe I'm highly internally motivated to do my own thing or to seek out whatever it is I'm after, I will acknowledge that my environment and my circumstances often give me the opportunity to choose a response or how I want to see things. I'm more aware of that now than I've ever been before. And it's back to, there would be no Batman if his parents hadn't got killed when he was a kid. Same thing with the Flash. There would be no Superman if his world hadn't been destroyed. So events and circumstances do help shape people for certain, but people also get their own free will and choice on what they choose to do, how they choose to view, how they respond to those events and circumstances. While yes, I'm internally motivated for things that I want, yes, my environment also has it's a factor, it's a variable that I get to choose along the way what I make of it. I know that's not real specific, but if you just take a target, and we're all different, we all have different things we're motivated for and not motivated for. So that's also, that's awkward to hold, right? So I am motivated to move and to train every day. And that's just something that's in me. I've never been externally motivated to do it. I'm the guy people hire when they want external motivation because they don't have internal motivation. But that's not me. That's never been a need of mine. I don't need somebody to tell me to move every day or to give me a program or design things for me or to be accountable to, because I'm accountable to me. So that's good enough for me. So that's my internal motivation. Other people, not that way. So we're all different. But all of us get to choose our response to our circumstances and our environment, for sure. We don't all get to choose our environment. We don't all get to choose our circumstances. But we all get to respond. So I don't know if that answers your question. If it were more specific, it doesn't matter. Environment plays a role, but so does your internal drive function. Your internal gears play a huge role as well. So they dance together for the whole picture of it all. Make sense?
Yeah, so I think we're a lot alike in that we're both internally motivated. I'm internally motivated. I don't need external motivation, but I guess part of the reason I'm bringing this topic up to discuss is because while I don't need I'm internally motivated, and I do very much enjoy me. There's all these cliches out there, show me your circle of friends and I'll show you who you are, like that kind of thing, and I believe in all that, and having a good circle of friends or a network of mentors or that kind of thing. I believe in all that, but do you need all that? For me, I don't necessarily need all that, but I can tell you what I don't need. What I don't need is a circle of people around me that is more of a drag, I guess is the best way to put it, than help. I love it when I have people around me that push me. Now again, I will push myself, but it's always helpful, I think, when you have people around you that will push you. Hence my continued friendship with you, Tim, because you're one of those people for me. Through my life, there's people that I see and people that I know that can be a benefit to me. People that I just love and enjoy as well, but people that I know are a benefit in my life and I want to keep around, however distant that may be. So I just think that we can be internally motivated and all that, But your environment, like you said, your circle, those people, if you got people that drag you down, man, that's not good at all. That can be very toxic. And that's a situation that I've been dealing with somewhat. Yeah, sometimes it's time to make a change and cut. Well, kind of a military term we use is cut sling load. Sling load is when you're carrying something from the bottom of a helicopter. You've seen helicopters flying with Humvees below them or whatever, where you can cut those away. Like if that thing gets to swaying too much or whatever, and it's dragging you down, dragging the helicopter down, or may hurt the you cut sling load. So yeah, that was kind of where I was at with that, if that makes sense.
Hey man, yeah, that makes sense. I may have misunderstood your question. Well, maybe not. But so circle of friends and things, or who you surrounded by, that makes a huge difference. Like attracts like. So that's, you want to be around people that are like-minded, but you also want to be around people that inspire you to achieve more. So I get that. And as far as cutting bait or whatever you said, sling loading stuff, totally been there. I've been around people that were negative. And so the problem with that is because like attracts like, but energy also influences, right? So the people you hang around influence you, good or bad. The ones that are dragging you down, never good. So Dan John has a what do you call it? He has a evaluation system that he uses, like A, B, C, D, and he evaluates his relationships based off of are they costing him more than he's gaining from them? Like, do they fill his life and bring him value and joy, or do they drain his life? And he actually runs through his list of friends and evaluates the relationship to see if it's something that he wants to continue being in, which is, it's a pretty neat idea. I don't know. I get it. And he's extremely smart. And the fact that he does that and actually walks it out, I think is, that's also telling. He is also a person that has inspired me, but also told me to hang around people that were far better than me and different, to expose myself to different thoughts and opinions, and to I guess be more cultured. So I get it, man. So thank you for sharing that. It's cutting sling bait or sling load. I'm sure I messed that up. Anyway, totally get self-motivation and totally get how, but you can also be around those that inspire you to actually, I guess, stoke the fire of your self-motivation to help you do better. All right, boss. I'll talk to you later.
I think, man, you understood the question right. I may have just taken it a couple directions there. My point was, you can have internal motivation, but I think you also need external motivation as well. That being your circle of people who are around you, help push you to be better. And I think that's super important, man. I've said this before, like on my podcast, and just talking to people too. There were certain units I was in the Army. One in particular, when I first got to the Special Warfare Center, I really felt like I had to sprint to keep up. And it was one of the few times in my career that I really felt like I needed to sprint to keep up, in the aspect of I really needed to be on my game and push hard and try hard to contribute, not just to try to stand out or whatever, but just to contribute and be part of the team. And it was awesome. It was one of my favorite times in my career. So having that circle. But let me take this another direction too. I'm not going to let you off that easy on this one. Let's take this another direction too. Motivation for like working out. Do you need music in your ears? Do you need some pump up music? Or when you're going to do some movements, workouts, exercise, whatever you want to call it, are you okay with internal motivation on that, or do you rely on external sources such as music?
Hey man, no, I'm good. Silent. John, I'm a what do you call it? A disciple of John Brookfield. He taught me no sound, no motivation, draw from within. With John, it's you and God. So I hang out with it's me and God. My thoughts. A lot of times it's silent. If I do have something playing, a lot of times it's a book. Once in a while, if I run sprints, I like to play superhero music so I can pretend like I'm flying. But if I didn't have that music, I'd run sprints anyway. That's just a child in me, though. So I do play Captain America and Superman music when I'm running sprints. But other than that, I don't need anything, man. I have got a hot enough spark in me to move me. And I actually kind of had that before John, but John really made an impression on me as to why that's important. Because sometimes you got to draw from within when you can't rely on things from without. All right, buddy. I don't know. You're probably a music guy, aren't you?
So I was not a music guy pretty much my whole military career until the last few years, maybe. I got one of those little iPods that they had, and I would use that, and I would play motivational speeches on there. When I did the mile crawl, that's what I had playing. And it wasn't as much using it for motivation as it was, I don't know, just an opportunity to hear certain phrases and things and pick up on things. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I, throughout my career, because of exactly what you're saying that John Brookfield said, being silent and drawing on your own motivation, that was kind of always my thing in the military. It was like, if I'm out there in the fight or whatever the case may be, I'm not going to have headphones to kick on and rely on Metallica or, whoever, whatever, to boost me through those trials or whatever challenge is about. So, which would be cool, and that's the way it looks in movies, but that's not the way it is at all. It's you in your head. So I never wore headphones. But I will listen to music now and then, and I'll put music on sometimes, but it's not really, it's not that unless I put that on or I listen to it, I can't work out. It's not that at all. Sometimes, so I started for a while, I was getting up and working out at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And in that case, sometimes I would put on like little motivational YouTube videos or something like that would just give you a boost, much the same as getting a cup of coffee or whatever. But no, it's never been something that I needed, and like I said, for many years, I stayed away from it, and I don't think you need it, or you shouldn't need it. It's like pre-workout, guys. A lot of people take pre-workout. Oh man, I gotta get my pre-workout on. Bro, to me, and I get it, there's different reasons for that and different physical fitness goals and body goals and, whatever. But at the same time, for me, it's like, well, bro, if you need to take that, then why are you working out? But I just have a different methodology when it comes to all that. But yeah, no, I like it. I'm with it. Silence is good. Living your own thoughts. When I used to call it running with God when I would go run, because I would just run and think and enjoy nature and but sometimes I think also that I listen to music now because my brain it seems like my brain gets out of control with thoughts at times. And if I just listen to music, I focus more on what I'm doing and I just get through the workout versus sometimes I get sidetracked, so sometimes I get sidetracked because I work out at home, and that's a part of it. You have to have the discipline to stay in the moment and focus and work out. But there's been times when I'll get sidetracked because I think, oh man, I need to go write this down or whatever. So I need to put a marker board in my gym area is what I need to do so I can write down ideas and thoughts. Anyway, I know I've taken this some different directions, brother. Thanks for hanging in there with me. But yeah, man, good stuff.